hello to you, my friends. This is now Lakshmi coming to you with another inspirational video, a cosmic forecast, which is so just beyond that. If you haven't gotten that already, I use astrology as a tool to inspire you, inspire us to be our best selves. And our best selves it doesn't mean to behave a certain way, but it's really to get to know yourself better and to develop the most loving and intimate and devotional relationship with yourself. And the planets just really help us to do that. The planets show us, they reflect what is happening for us individually and as a collective. And I definitely going to talk a lot about that today. I've got my notes here. So especially with this video, you guys, one of the biggest message that I have for you today is the message of hope, and the message of it's more than hope, it's faith. And I like to see faith as an acronym to finally allowing it to happen. Faith. And I know many of us, we are led by faith, and we know that there's something that is so much bigger than what we can perceive, and there's some questions that just don't have answers, and we just know what we know without really knowing how we know it, and that's what faith is all about. Yet I feel that right now we need a bit of a booster, we need a bit of a reminder, and to keep your head above water. Last few weeks, I talked a lot about the changes that are happening, the shifts that are happening within ourselves, and we see it in our collective. And I said last week, I posted that on Facebook, just follow the news this month and realize what's happening, and people just losing their shit. And there's so much of that is happening, and a lot of chaos that we are experiencing in the world. And so for many of us, we can lose faith, and we can get overwhelmed with all the shit that is going down, and some dark demons that are coming back to visit our own psyches. And Neptune went retrograde a couple of days ago. Neptune is our unconscious, is the collective unconscious. And when planet goes retrograde, there's just, again, that slowing down energy. And what happens when we slow down? We actually feel more. So Neptune has gone retrograde, and the last couple of days, when it's stationed, when it stopped and then started going slower, what seems to go backwards, I know for myself and so many other people, there's a lot of feelings, a lot of stuff coming up to the surface. Many of us been facing demons from the past, and things that have been buried, and maybe some fears or unconscious fears that are coming back or coming up to the surface and are saying hello again. And the confusion, that's another thing with Neptune. There's a lot of confusion, and I really want to address what is happening in the world and what it is that we're seeing in the news, and especially with the Orlando event that took place the other day, because it's been such a huge trigger for many people. A trigger, a catalyst for people to actually feel. There's a lot of sadness that is being felt. There's a lot of pain that people are feeling. And I'll be completely honest with you, this is the platform where I feel that I express my truth. I express the way I see things, and those things happen in the world also as a catalyst for all of us to feel more. And for some people, it's the only way for them to actually tap into some deep buried pain. And for all of us to understand what it means to be, the term we're all one. And what does that mean? That I can sit here in Southern California and cry for 48 hours, even though my life is amazing. I have so much love. I have so much support. I'm so taken care of. I have everything that I need and more. Yet I'm sitting here and crying for 48 hours. What is that all about in our society that is so driven by finding logic and finding a reason, or prescribe antidepressants and all that shit that is just so not gonna work anymore? So that is all up staring at our faces, that you can have the most amazing life and still be down on the ground crying in pain because you're feeling the pain of all of us. And one thing about Neptune is compassion. That oneness consciousness is here to remind us compassion, and that we cannot separate anymore. And what I mean by that is, this is usually what we go into when we hear horrible news, right? Like the shooting that happened. It's feeling the sadness and the pain for the people that have died and the families. And of course, it is very painful. And then we take the person or the people that actually did that, and we just want to kill them, or we want to put them in jail, or just feeling anger, which is it's valid. Yet the oneness consciousness is not putting anybody in the category of the bad guy. So much of what's happening on our planet right now, and the big shifts that are happening and the changes that are taking place. And I spoke about that the last couple of weeks, of finding your center and be grounded, because it's so easy to lose your shit. So let me tell you this, in every single one of us lives that angry, out of control kind of entity, all right? Let's just be honest with ourselves. The difference is, those of us that have the awareness, and those of us that carry the light and the love in our hearts, and we have the support system, we're not going to go and shoot people, and we're not going to go and explode on people when we feel angry, or when we feel confused, or when we feel like nothing makes sense. But not everybody has that. And this is my invitation to you, to dig deeper and find compassion for those that feel so freaking confused and so freaking lost all hope. They don't have that deep connection with themselves and spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. And they don't have anybody to turn to. And so they pick up a gun and they go and they start shooting people. And I know this is not easy to hear. And maybe some of you are going to disagree, and that's okay. But the oneness consciousness invites us to include everyone. Oneness consciousness and compassion doesn't exclude anyone and anything. It embraces all of that, all of this, all the shit that is going down. If we can develop the compassion and the understanding for those individuals, and understand the amount of pain that they live in, that what they see in their narrow vision is the only thing they can do is to pick up a gun and start shooting other people. And it's a crazy world that we live in. And like I said, this is one of the biggest catalysts for the message today, is to please dig deep in your heart and find compassion. Start with yourself, because that's where it all starts, within yourself. That crazy person that you have living inside of you that maybe want to do all kind of crazy things or think all kind of crazy thoughts or feel overwhelmed or feels like they're losing their shit or whatever it is, whatever the dark demons that are coming up for you to face, the dragons that you feel that you're fighting right now, to find compassion. And then send that compassion out into every single individual. Every single individual, especially those who don't have the awareness, who don't have enough resources and spiritual awareness, who live in such degree of pain that they just don't see any other choice. And so much of the pain that so many of you are feeling right now is the pain of the world. And I want you to really acknowledge yourself for that, for the sensitive being that you are. And Neptune going in retrograde is activating a lot of us in that way. Now, it doesn't mean that we need to check out, forget about this reality, because it's gonna happen. Like the feeling of, I feel overwhelmed, I feel so sensitive, there's so much pain in the world, and all of that can feel like, I'm going crazy and I just want to check out and I want reality to stop. So again, this message is about that. I said at the beginning of the month, this is a roller coaster month, packed with so many feelings and so many emotions and so many moments of fuck it all. And I just want to give up. And I want to encourage you to dig deep right now. We are moving through a massive, massive healing point in our human existence. Sun is squaring Chiron right now, and Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the deepest wound within yourself. It's the deepest wound in our collective consciousness. Squaring the sun, our awareness, our vitality. I want you to put all of your vitality and all of your light into that wound, your own individual precious heart and the heart of humanity. And we heal the wounds with compassion and love, nothing else. Blame is not going to help or work. Pointing fingers is not going to work. And if you're doing that in yourself and you're pointing fingers at people in your life or pointing fingers at life, going into victimhood, that's another thing with Pluto, with Neptune. It's not going to work. You are not a victim. Nobody is a victim. And find the compassion for that one that wants to be a victim. You know what? And say it's okay. It's okay that you want to go there sometimes, but then you pull all of the sun energy from the core of your being and your heart, and you find the strength and you find the awareness and you find the truth within yourself, a new structure for your truth, knowing that this shall pass, this too shall pass, and that you have all the strength and all the courage in you to overcome all the dragons that are being revealed in front of you right now and in your life. And we've got a couple of weeks still to go. Mars is in retrograde, moving through Scorpio, cutting all the cords and going into all the deep shadows and bringing it all up for you to release it. And Mars is the courage. So you find the courage to release and to let go and to leave things in the past. And there's so much change that is brewing. And this week and next week, you guys, we're moving into the solstice this weekend. We haven't had this in 11 years, that the full moon is happening with the solstice, the summer solstice. Full moon, second full moon in Sagittarius, all about truth. and all about blazing your own trail of truth and courage, and finding your path and finding your faith, renewed sense of faith in yourself and in humanity and in life. This full moon happening again with the solstice, so you calling on the sun and the moon, those two great bodies of light that we use, and it's the feminine and the masculine, and it's finding the compassion and finding the softness using the moon energy, and then taking the vitality, the light and the courage from the sun, our father's sun, and we blending them together. They are in opposition in the full moon. The earth is right in between, sun, moon, opposing each other. And we find the middle ground of these two beautiful bodies of light. Compassion and courage. Faith, strength, and softness. Having the courage to face the demons and having the faith to rise above it and keep moving forward. The solstice, again, the changing of the seasons, so is the same is happening for you. Changing seasons, changing chapters. What are you building? What are you creating? Where is the place in your life where you feel that you've lost faith, you've lost hope? And to remind yourself why you came here to begin with. And put all of your focus and all of your energy right now on your heart and the light of who you are. And even though there's so much darkness that we can feel within ourselves, that we can witness in the world, all it takes in a room that is completely dark, all it takes is a little spark, a little candle, a little flame to light up the entire room. Same goes to you. And same goes for this humanity, for this world. No matter how much darkness, and the room is completely dark, and maybe some of you are experiencing it right now, all it takes is a little spark. Just a little spark. And maybe this video is a spark for you. And so I want to inspire you to stay courageous, to connect to the light in your heart, and in whatever way that brings that to you. And to use the solstice and to use this full moon to send out a prayer for all of humanity and all of those that are suffering and are in pain, and for all of those that don't have the tools and don't have the awareness, and to send the prayer of compassion and love. That's what's going to heal. You know what? This world, this planet, it actually doesn't need any healing or fixing. It needs love and compassion. Same thing applies to every single one of you. You don't need to be fixed. You need to be loved. You need to be loved by yourself first and foremost. Neptune in retrograde is so inviting us to develop more compassion, develop more of that oneness consciousness and the awareness, and to know that you've got the capacity in your heart to feel all that needs to be felt for yourself and everybody else, and everybody that doesn't even know how to feel, and that you can just blast everything with light of love from your heart into the universe, from your soul into the universe and beyond. That is my message to you. And keep your head above water. Take deep breaths. We've got another week or so, and you see things are going to start shifting rapidly and in a mind-blowing speed. Just keep the faith strong. Enjoy the full moon. Set your prayers this weekend. Do a ceremony. Light a candle. Whatever it is, know that you do make a difference. You are significant. Every little thing counts right now. I am sending you so much love and so much light. We are doing this together. Yeah? You stay awesome, you stay beautiful, and be your best self, because we are elevating humanity for a better world. If you want a personal reading with me, please go to my website, noalakshmi.com. So much more goodness is coming, so stay tuned. Sign up for my weekly update. Find me on Facebook. Like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you resonate with this message. I love you so much. Thank you for your support and your unconditional love. I'll see you next time. Sat Nam.